What's up, Grizz family, man? Grizz Nation, Grizz family, whatever, community. So, I'm going to finally make Sonic videos. Sonic. Love Sonic. But my initial reactions to the trades, including the Grayson Allen trade, but most importantly, we just made a big trade yesterday. So, let's talk about it. So, we're going to talk about the Grayson Allen trade before we get into this. We got Sam Merrill in the second-round pick. It made sense. Grayson Allen was older. Sam Merrill and Grayson are very similar players, and we get a first-round pick out of it. And Sam Merrill's looked very decent in the Summer League. So there's not really much I'd say. Best of luck to Grayson. I love him for the longest time, and I hope, you're going to help out the Bucks. So I'm happy for that. But we have this. The Grizzlies acquire Patrick Beverly, Rajon Rondo, and Daniel Oturu for the Clippers for Eric Bledsoe. Eric Bledsoe, Grizzlies legend. No, I'm messing. But I'm really surprised that we got this much out of it. I thought for Bledsoe we weren't even going to get a first-round pick. It looks like the Clippers may have thought otherwise. Now I'm going to talk about this from the Clippers' perspective. I don't get this because Patrick Beverly is someone who set the foundation for the Clippers. Like, he was the last of the Lou Will, Montrez, and Bev Clippers. Yeah, and then Rondo, he's a very experienced point guard. Yeah, Daniel Oturu, young center, sophomore at Minnesota before he was drafted, and so he has a little bit more experience. Played in the Summer League, had the Clippers, played some minutes with the Clippers. So I like it. Now we're going to actually get into each player and what they could bring to the team and my chances that they'll be on the roster. We're going to start with the easiest one, Rondo. Chances he's on the roster? No way. No way. I see another Kyle Korver situation. I think we just buy him out, if I'm being honest with you. We may trade him for like a second-round pick or a young player for like a contender. Daniel Oturu, we'll keep. And, young center we can add to our young core. Patrick Beverly, I don't know if we'll keep him. I want to because I think him and Dillon Brooks would be a menace to the entire league. I just think, people would come to Memphis and they're over here like, oh my goodness, we have to play Patrick Beverly and Dillon Brooks and Steven Adams. So I really hope we keep Beverly. Now I'm going to talk about this a little bit more for each team. What do I actually give the grading? I guess I should say Memphis an A+. Because when you turn nothing into something, I should say, my bad. Meaning, you get Rondo, who's still valuable. You get to like a team like maybe, I don't know, the Pelicans, the Timberwolves, the Pistons, the Pacers, a team that's looking to actually make the playoffs. Daniel Oturu, this is kind of the main reason why it's an A+. At the very worst, you get a young big man who can be used into another trade. But the most important thing out of this whole trade, Memphis makes it to where we actually cleared the books for next year. These guys are all on one-year deals. I want to say 7, and like 1, so it's like 15. We clear roughly around $3 million. So I guess we could go out there and sign somebody, but it don't really make sense. But with that kind of gives us some leverage. So, one, we can make another trade happen for maybe someone that is a big-name player. Highly doubt it happens. But, one, we need to keep Patrick Beverly. We just need to because that's a guy he's the most Memphis player that has not played for the Grizzlies. So, I love this trade for Memphis. I definitely think that this trade will be expanded. Obviously, I don't expect us to keep every one of them. I just don't. But I love Beverly coming to Memphis. Even if we keep Rondo or Beverly, it's 100%. Rondo, like I said, won't stay. Daniel Oturu, good shot blocker, has offensive potential. Now that does kind of make me wonder though, like, will Daniel Oturu kind of have some, be a factor in maybe Brandon Clark or Xavier Tillman? Because, look, Xavier Tillman has done very well, and Brandon Clark is coming off a bad season. And in today's league, man, it's nothing from stopping someone just to get rid of you like that. So I don't know. We could package. I've seen a trade where we could probably package, Brandon Clark and Anthony Melton for Marcus Smart, but I think we're getting way too ahead of ourselves. But I like this trade for Memphis. I was kind of surprised because I was watching. It was kind of before the Grizzlies Summer League game, which they have one tonight, so be on the lookout. They played the Clippers out of all teams. And it was really unexpected. So I didn't think I thought there was a chance we were going to have Bledsoe. But here's my thing, though. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, we may not have Patrick Beverly or Rondo. You're probably right. But it doesn't make sense to trade for both these guys. Probably just over the cap. Probably just the contract situation. But Woj did say that Memphis is considering them to be in the plans of the Grizzlies for the future. So Memphis is taking consideration. So if there is going to be a trade, it's going to be probably right before the season, before the trade deadline, not the trade deadline, before free agency ends. I don't know. It's definitely really cool because one, it's August. It's August. Anyway, they start training camp in about a month because it's August 16th today. And don't they start kind of halfway? Because they usually do training camp, preseason, the first week of October, if I'm mistaken. So, this is really interesting because, one, I think you get a guy, Patrick Beverly, who made it known on Twitter yesterday that he likes the idea of playing in Memphis. Rondo hadn't said anything, neither is Daniel Oturu. Here's my thing. Daniel Oturu will stay. He'll be probably part of the G League more than likely. Rondo won't be here. If we got Beverly, oh my goodness. Now, that does kind of open the door for Tyus Jones. What do you do with him? Because now we have, right now on the roster, we have John Morant, Tyus Jones, Patrick Beverly, Rondo. You won't have, two of those guys aren't going to go. So, and so it's like, you're not getting rid of Ja, So it's like, you're either going to pick a backup point guard between Patrick Beverly, Rondo, or Tyus Jones, which I think being just the Grizzlies fan that watches the grit and grind from the beginning to the end, and then the core four into the begin to the end. I've always respected Patrick Beverly because he does things that's why Dylan's my favorite player, because Dylan makes people mad, and I love that because I'm sorry, the league is so soft, and I'm hoping that I feel like I'm yelling. I'm sorry. I feel like with the new NBA referee commissioner or whatever you want to call him, and he's made it known hey, I'm trying to stop all this softness and stuff like that. Memphis, Dylan Brooks, Patrick Beverly, Steven Adams. Memphis you don't want to get in a fight with Memphis, and so. And you gotta put that culture inside of young kids like Zaire Williams, Santi Aldama, which congratulations to Santi, man. Had a pretty good game yesterday. And we got the win against the Bulls. So, and we're 2-2 in the summer leagues. Hopefully we can make it 3-2 today. But that's my initial reaction of the whole trade. I really don't have to say anything. I'm not going to say too much about it because, one, I don't think there's a possibility that all three of these guys, including Sam Merrill, won't be on the roster next year. So, but it's a good thought. And if we got, oh my goodness, if we got Patrick Beverly, him and Dylan Brooks, imagine a future defensive lineup of Patrick Beverly, Melton, Brooks, who else? Tillman and Steven Adams. Oh my goodness, switching every screen, man. No one would be able to score on us. So, I'm excited. I really am, especially. It shows the Grizzlies are trying to do stuff. And the front office, man, I know I'm giving, this front office has blown my mind away. And I know we all thought that was Santi. And, look, the kid proved yesterday that, he just needed some time and to get comfortable. But, yeah, guys, I love this trade. Wherever this turns out, it's going to be for the greater good. And, comment, subscribe, guys, and I'll see you guys next video.